Hello everyone, name's Luke Ripa and welcome back to Wikos. Today I'm going to talk to you about Talk to Me, the horror movie that took the world by storm this summer, except in Italy where it's coming out this weekend. So the film sees a group of friends playing with this end and doing seance with it. So what happens is there is this end and the person needs to touch it and say talk to me, and the spirit of the dead person will appear in front of them. After that they say I let you in, and that spirit takes over the body of the person touching the end. And of course they have it for 90 seconds. After that they stop the seance so that everyone is safe and sound, because if they go over 90 seconds they risk to get possessed for good. Of course they do it playing around at first, they have fun, it seems to give them a sort of high, but eventually things go south when Mia, our protagonist, lets her best friend's little brother do the seance, and he gets taken over by Mia's passed away mother. Of course, this leads to the seance going over 90 seconds and their little brother gets possessed and he starts self-mutilating. The rest of the movie is of course me and this group of friends trying to figure out how to free the kid from being possessed. The movie is directed by the Philippus brothers, Danny and Michael, who worked as camera department on The Babadook and rose to fame with a horror comedy show called The Rakadaka, which I never watched, but it has a 8.7 on IMDb, so it must be quite beloved. And why do I talk about the directors, who also co-wrote the movie, by the way? It's because I really love the filmmaking, because in this case it's diegetic, and if you watched my previous reviews you know it's something that I love. What do I mean by diegetic filmmaking, if those people who are watching don't know what I mean, is when the filmmaking is an integral part of the narration. So for example, Hardcore Henry has diegetic filmmaking because the whole movie is in POV. And of course that's the easiest example of diegetic filmmaking. Now, there are some movies where the filmmaking is diegetic but masks itself as omniscient narration. And this is one of those cases, which makes the movie at times maybe a little confusing, but once you figure out the game and you figure out the trick, it becomes very satisfactory and kind of empowering to the viewer. Not only that though, the movie is very smartly written. Every character, especially Mia, has a very strong writing and has very good reason to do what she does and do the mistakes she does. It's not stupid, it's not random, everything happens for a reason and there is cause and consequences. Even when it appears it's not, and it appears to be confusing again, because the movie wants the audience to be confused at times. As a horror though, which you probably clicked on this review and want to know how it does as a horror, it does great because it's horrific, it's violent, it's graphic, but at the same time it's emotional. I think it's this generation's Nightmare on Elm Street, except that it's an abstract enemy because you don't see it, but once you realize again what's going on, it's very clear, even without looking at the enemy, that there is one and it's mean. And the movie, it's really mean to all of its characters. Like the scene where the kid starts self-mutilating, it's incredibly disturbing to watch. And again, this is a very violent movie, it's very graphic, but that is needed because you need to understand what they unleashed and what danger they unlocked. And of course the movie, it's a metaphor for the teens trying to experiment various things even when they're dangerous and they don't realize the danger they're in. And the movie from that aspect does an excellent job at working that metaphor. Is this a scary horror movie? I don't know how to answer to that because I rarely get scared by horror movies. Sure, there is the occasional jump scare that startles me throughout any movie, but I'm not scared by the concept once I go to sleep. However, it's a very good movie to introduce people to horror because, albeit graphic, it doesn't contain much jump scares and it's all very psychological. So it may be nightmare-inducing to some, but at the same time, it's not scary in the classical sense. The acting, by the way, from all people involved is excellent. Our protagonist, Sophie Wilde, does an excellent job at portraying Mia and their struggles and their depression, as well as everyone else, mainly Joe Bird, who plays Mia's best friend's little brother. The kid does an incredible job at appearing as a naive kid at first and then as a possessed human being trying to hurt himself all the time. It's an incredible performance, and also, of course, even the best friends herself, Alexander Jensen, does an incredible job, as well as their mother, who is played by Miranda Otto. Of course, this great filmmaking doesn't work without a great cinematographer, so I need to give a shout out to Aaron McClinsky, who is at his second outing as a DOP for a feature film, and he does a fantastic job here. And another shout out goes to Cornel Witzek, who does the soundtrack for the film. Overall, how much I give this movie? Talk to Me is easily in my top 5 of the year at the moment. I know the movie played in festival last year, so technically on IMDb, on all other databases online, it's listed as a 2022 movie, but of course it released in theaters, including Australia, where the movie is from, in 2023, so I'm gonna count it as a 2023 movie. And again, it is without a doubt in my top 5 at the moment. So I score Talk to Me a solid 8.5 out of 10. It's entertaining, it's mean, it's violent, and it's incredibly well written, and it's overall a good horror movie by the likes we haven't watched in a long time. Anyways, did you watch Talk to Me? What did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments. If you like the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to Weekos, and of course share the video with whoever can be interested by it. Be sure to follow Weekos on all social media. We are on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, X, Twitch and TikTok, and spread the word about our presence online with, again, whoever can be interested by it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. My name is Luke Ripa, and I'll see you next time.